Cognitive science provides us with key knowledge about the effectiveness of teaching and a classroom environment that supports learning. Understanding how students think and learn can help us to adapt our teaching practice. Hi, my name is Tamara Malinoff. I am a psychoeducator working in both the private and public sectors and collaborating with the Learning Disabilities Institute. Today I will share with you 8 established principles in cognitive psychology on learning and how you can use them to improve the effectiveness of your teaching. Students' beliefs about intelligence affect their cognitive functioning and learning. Students need to know that intelligence is not a static entity, that there can be a growth of intelligence, that the brain is constantly evolving. A student who has difficulties today in a subject, on a topic, can become very competent tomorrow because nothing is fixed. This is called brain plasticity. As teachers, we can explain to students that their intelligence and skills can be developed through effort and with experience. For example, by explaining that a failure on a given task is not due to a lack of intelligence, but perhaps attributed to the use of ineffective strategies. Also, be careful with compliments. Be sure that the comments in the feedback are related to the effort or strategy used rather than the student's intelligence. So for example, great effort or excellent approach rather than you are a champion. The student's prior knowledge interacts with new learning. Try to make connections with what they already know. Review and transform students' knowledge. If they have misconceptions, create new understanding instead of expand what they already know. By linking the new information to older information, we facilitate the encoding of this new information in the long-term memory through associative memory. Students' cognitive development is not limited to age or grade. Students are capable of a higher level of reasoning if they have early knowledge of the subject, if they interact with others who are more competent than they are, and in certain socio-cultural contexts where they are more comfortable. So as a teacher, you can, for example, have students work in heterogeneous groups with mixed ability to interact with more advanced learners. The transmission of learning to new contexts is not automatic. As a teacher, you can facilitate the transmission of learning, for example, by teaching a subject or concept in several contexts. Also, you can help students to see the application of their knowledge in the real world. To do this, you need to put their knowledge into practice with concrete examples from their everyday life. For example, in math, the younger ones will understand the interest of doing multiplication if you make the connection with the cost of grocery shopping. Practice is the key to long-term knowledge acquisition. Students are confronted with a large amount of information, but only a small part of it will be stored in long-term memory. As a teacher, one thing you can do is to set up short tests with open-ended questions. This is particularly effective as it requires students not only to remember information, thus appealing to their memory, but also to create new information. You can also provide students with a timetable with opportunities to repeat learning by practicing tasks similar to the target tasks, but in different contexts of achievement. Feedback from the teacher enhances student learning. Be careful, it has to be done on a regular basis, and it has to be explicit and specific. So rather than general remarks like, good work, you can be more specific, like the subject of your sentences provides a good summary of the main idea of each paragraph, which is very good. And to improve next time, you could also explain how all these ideas interact with each other. Also, the correction of tests or quizzes is important so that the students understand where they have made mistakes, and it gives them the chance to ask questions. Feedback that is given on a test as quickly as possible is always more effective. In order not to affect student motivation, the tone you use in your feedback is important. It should be as non-negative as possible and focus on the important aspects of the work, not on the details. At the beginning of learning a new task, it is advisable to often praise small progress as this is the most difficult moment and it will motivate students to continue practicing and learning. Metacognitive or self-regulation strategies assist learning. I invite you to listen to our specific video presentation, How Can We Teach Metacognition Skills at the Post-Secondary Level? Creativity is a skill that contributes to academic success. Contrary to popular belief, creativity is not a permanent trait that you have or don't have. It can be developed and be nurtured in students. So as a teacher, you can encourage the value of looking at things from different angles or perspectives, making them understand that this is an asset for discussion. To help them be more creative, you can use questioning methods, challenge dominant beliefs, critically explore ideas or options. All these recommendations from the 8 principles I have just listed are beneficial for all students, but even more so for students with particular needs because they require more guidance than others, and most of all, they need help to develop their preferred learning strategies.